Good evening, everyone. My name is Aurora Antoine Alexander. I'm excited to share with you tonight my eulogy speech for Toussaint Louverture for our Speech 101 online class, section 7720. I chose Toussaint Louverture because I knew of his impact years ago. I was born in Haiti, and his impact definitely had an effect on countries years and years ago and even to this day. And his legacy still stands firm in our country. So Toussaint Louverture was born on May 20th, 1743, and he was born Francois Dominique Toussaint. He was born to an educated slave and grew up on a plantation where he was a slave, and he gained several privileges, one of which was reading, another was writing. And with that, he had a foundation that was solid to help him for years to come, to basically prepare him for what was to come. Now, Toussaint Louverture wasn't initially involved in the fight against slavery. It wasn't until 1771, during the Great Slave Revolt, that he became involved. Now, the island that he lived on was called Hispaniola. A portion of that island is now Haiti and the Dominican Republic. And that island was rich in natural resources. And it yielded those slaveholders lots and lots of money. Some of the slaves, of course, weren't happy with that, and so they revolted. So during the Great Slave Revolt of 1771, Toussaint Louverture became involved when his slave master, the plantation owner who gave him several privileges as a leader on the plantation, was captured. And so Toussaint Louverture was involved in freeing him. And it was at that point that he added Louverture to his name, which means opening. I get goosebumps because in a sense, he became an opening, an exit out for a lot of the slaves, all of the slaves on Hispaniola. So Toussaint Louverture, during the slave revolt, gained a lot of tactic, gained a lot of skills as a guerrilla warsman. So in 1791, the Haitian Revolution began. And it wasn't until after Toussaint Louverture sided with Spain to retaliate against France. Then he sided with France to retaliate against Britain. It was when he won those situations that he pulled away and gained an independent army. He established an independent army of 4,000 plus soldiers, and he was now officially Toussaint Louverture, providing an opening, an exit for the slaves. During that time, many countries took notice. He led many successful slave rebellions and gained independence and freed thousands of slaves. And as a result, countries like France, Napoleon Bonaparte took notice. He even took notice that Toussaint Louverture was called the Black Napoleon. It's very interesting how Napoleon lured Toussaint into a trap. He duped Toussaint into inviting him to France to talk about peace. And Toussaint, acknowledging that he had an alliance with France years ago when fighting against Britain, accepted the invitation. And as a result, he was imprisoned, captured, and he did die in 1803. Now, the fight didn't end there, because although Toussaint Louverture passed in 1803, Haiti gained its independence January 1st, 1804. Now, it wasn't acknowledged by the French government until 1838, but nevertheless, this was the first country enslaved that basically freed itself. Here we have a country of enslaved individuals who became free out of their own will and under the leadership of Toussaint Louverture. It was an amazing example of the right thing to do, an amazing example of tremendous leadership. Toussaint Louverture is an example for us all on how, leadership, solid foundation in education can basically get you to where you need to be. Not only for yourself, as was demonstrated in his life, but for his people and for the country beyond his life. Thank you so much. Looking forward to your feedback.